alright, big deal, it's in 7 mana 9/7, but it's like, the idea that this can be cast multiple times in one match feels like a pretty big deal.
Yeah. I like it.
Backspace.
Yeah. I don't really see this card being... I mean, it's a beast, so you get it off Whip Spinner, that's cool.
Yeah.
Ekop.
But, I don't think I really want this card to be shuffled back in my deck.
That's definitely a possibility. Ekop?
I feel like this card is going to be, just like Tree of Life, is going to be one of those cards that you want to have in those grindy controlled druids, because often enough you might, in a control and control matchup, you might run out of threats, and this is like the never-ending threat. You will always get it.
This was actually the card I was talking about when I said, can there be potential for an infinite match?
I
didn't realize we were on Tree of Life.
So you
still.
play Malorn, then they play Malorn, you attack their Malorn, and it just keeps going?
Something
Wait,
like
can
that,
there? No, right?
Wow.
No.
What if you both had 2 Malorns?
No, because somebody's going to take fatigue, right?
No, because look, you play Malorn, and then they play Malorn, and you're like, well, he's at 12, and I'm at 6, so I have to attack his Malorn. So you attack their Malorn, they both shuffle in, they draw Malorn and play Malorn.
Then one person draws it.
Oh,
right?
no, yeah.
Yeah, and then someone takes 9.
Yeah, so it only works if both of you are at like really high life totals and neither of you are wanting to calculate.
Wait.
Someone has to be able to take fatigue in the Malorn situation.
Do they?
Yeah, because they both die, right? Then you play yours and I play mine. I can attack your face for 9, and then during my turn I take fatigue. Like, yeah, somebody takes fatigue.
There's got to be some way.
There has to be a way with this stalemates. Yeah, there's got to be a way with this stalemates.
Someone in chat actually asked how, like, Marlon plus Baron Rivendare the Dream, does it actually work?
Yes,
you would get to.
Also, if you reincarnate Malorn, one gets shuffled into your deck, and the other one stays alive.
Or if you Faceless Manipulator Malorn, then we're going into Malornception.
Yeah, well, we're just having
that's Malornception.
We're just having fun, but I think this card is actually pretty good in the scenario.
I like the card for sure.
Where late game, this can be an infinite threat.
Yeah. Or it's enough. It's an infinite enough.
It's enough, yeah.
It definitely doesn't compare to other high-impact legendaries, but for that specific druid strategy that I was talking about, it fits the deck very well, I would say.
I agree with you guys. I think this card's actually pretty good. And, again, it looks a little bit underwhelming, but I think there's a scenario where this card's very good. We're going to move on to Mage now, though. Flame Cannon. 2 mana, deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. Guys?
I like it.
I'm not sure. I think Mage has been in a position where it hasn't been a very viable deck, especially on ladder. And so I think everything in Mage is just changing, and we're just going to have to wait and see what's great in it.
Ekop.
I think this card is... It has some potential. I would probably still play Frostbolt over it if I had to choose between the two. And simply because you can throw power after it got frozen or whatever, even if you play Frostbolt on turn 2, so it still deals 4 damage. But you can... Sure, Mage has the means to set up the board so that the Flame Cannon will always hit what you want. So I guess Flame Cannon is a decent card, but I would probably still not play it over Frostbolt, that's for sure.
Backspace.
I like it. Mage has a whole lot of these cards. I mean, that just kills things. But, yeah, this is just another one of those things. I don't think it helps Mage at all. I don't think it, like, hurts it. So, I don't know. I mean, it's fine.
I wish we had this card. Auctioneers were getting concealed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's just so weird because they've printed, like, 6 or 7 cards to deal with Auctioneer, and then they nerfed it. I just don't... It just doesn't make sense to me.
I kind of agree with you guys, but I still think this card's just strong. Something that I'm seeing is just a lot of redundancy effects of having ways to kill your opponent's minions. So you just kill all their minions in a row and then have strong legendaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like a trend towards, like, early game strategies being stopped, like, hard.
I agree with you guys. Snow Chugger, 2 mana, 2/3, freeze any character damaged by this minion. Water Elemental's little brother.
Yep.
I think this guy's like a staple in Mage.
Yeah, it's as we said, 2/3 we think is going to be a pretty good stat line compared to 3/2. And freezing, it's it's a nice effect. I'm not sure it's going to be amazing. It's pretty good against Rogue, that's for sure. But I don't think it's anything spectacular. I'm not sure if it'll be a staple.
Ekop.
I'm really excited for this card, to be fair, because not because of the effect, but because it's a mech, and I feel like Mage Mech might potentially be the strongest mech deck because of another mage card that we are about to talk about. But yeah, the effect is similar. You can compare this card to Frostbolt by itself, because it might deal more damage than Frostbolt, it might deal less damage, but overall it will be most likely always a Frostbolt.
Backspace.
I think this card is extremely sexual, and I would do it.
Wow. We're going to leave it at that and ignore everything that Backspace just said. Unstable Portal. 2 mana. Add a random minion to your hand. It costs 3 less. At the Goblins vs. Gnomes at BlizzCon, my opponent on turn 8 played this, then King crushed me, and I was in love with this card.
I think it's a crazy card. A random minion, just out of everything. It's like Web Spinner Extreme. But I know a lot of people said that they think this card is great, and I think a lot of people are talking in terms of pure value, which is more of an arena concept. I think in Constructed, even if this card on average gives you decent value, it's hard to align this with what your deck wants to do, because sometimes you just always get something random, and that's not a great effect.
Speak for yourself.
I think this card is absolutely awful.
Wow.
Firebander and I already did the math, and it's something like 36% of the time you get like a 2 casting cost card or under. So if you spend 2 mana to get a 1/1, you are going to lose the game.
Right.
You are. You're going to lose the game. I don't care in Arena or in Constructed. You are going to lose the game. Even if it's a 20%
That's a Captain's Parrot, by the way.
Yeah, even if it's a 20% chance, so that means 1 out of 5 fucking times that you cast it, you lose the game? Nah, it seems awful.
Ekop.
I feel like this card has the potential to be very broken. Obviously, many PJ salts will be spammed when getting something good or bad with this card, whatever. And I think that, what you said before, Admirable, I think, that, or was it Chakki? Never mind. It was that it doesn't fit your strategy very well most of the time. Sure, Mage Aggro in the past has been pretty generic, so Unstable Portal would fit that one actually very well, I think. But like newer types of mage decks, I think this card might be pretty shit.
Wow. I think this card's pretty awesome. Whether or not it's going to be, like, super good, I don't think it's going to be super good, but I think it's a fun card, and I think it has a place in the game. Honestly, I really do. Someone out there is going to get completely BF'd by this card, and they're going to be so mad about it that they're going to play it, and then that's when the 36% happens. They always make the Captain's Parrot or the Goldshire Footman. That's what I want to see. I just want to see people get punished.
What if you just get Wisp?
It's definitely, you can get 5 of them with Dark Whispers. Soot Spewer, 3 mana, 3/3, spell damage +1. It doesn't seem very special. It seems like a Kobold Geomancer.
I don't even care. I honestly, the more that we're going through this, I think mechs is like a very not so special thing.
They definitely kind of just put some. Mech isn't very highly valued on the card's like stat distribution, because you can tell they're not understated. I mean, it's on curve, and then it just becomes a mech. It's not amazing. I don't think we'll see it in Constructed.
In fact, so far the only card that I've seen that is mech worthy is the Shaman equipment that you could actually.
No, I think the strongest mechs we've seen are just the very vanilla ones that are the 3/4, the 4/5. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what you're going to see actually. As like boring and plain that is, those have been the strongest ones.
But I'm saying, like, a mediocre card that is also just a mech, I don't think that throws it over to be playable.
I agree with you.
And this one is definitely mediocre.
Just Kobold Geomancer, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but this card is just straight up better than Kobold Geomancer.
3 mana 3/3, 2 mana 2/2. It's kind of, I mean, they feel very similar to me.
When a 3 mana 3/4 is entering the format, 3 mana 3/3 is significantly weaker.
Yeah.
I feel like this card might do some stuff. I feel like I would. Yeah, I am willing to play Spider Tank over this anytime, I think. But I'm willing to give Soothspur at least a try. It all depends on what kind of spells you want to combine with, like, what kind of spells do you want to play in that type of mage deck. So Soothspur might have a spot somewhere, but maybe not. We will see.
I think it's just pretty mediocre. Decent card, not anything overwhelming. Goblin Blast Mage, 4 mana, 5/4, Battlecry. If you control a mech, Arcane Missile for 4. I think it's pretty sweet.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, if it works, it's obviously awesome. But
Just look at that goblin, man. He's suited up. That guy's got some gear.
The thing about the cards like this is I really can't see like 6 mechs being playable in a mage deck. Like, I mean, I can't see it, but
whoa, come on, Soot Spewer, man. We just Soot Spewer right?
So you have
the Goblin Blast Mage.
The 2-drop one, and then you have like the 3/4 one, which the 3/4 isn't even that amazing. Like, it's a vanilla 3/4. So, like, I don't know. Yeah, this card's good if it works. I mean, it has 4 toughness, which, sure. I don't know, this card's fine.
It all depends on how many mechs are playable in Mage.
I mean, come on, this card right here is the reason why I said Mage mechs might probably be the best mech deck to build. This card is just bonkers, I think.
I think it has a lot of swing potential. A lot of times you're like, oh my gosh, like, he just blew up my board. Have you ever had Arcane Missile?
You just hit face, you deal so much, you gain so much tempo out of this card.
Yeah, it's just a lot of damage. It's just a good value for what it's cost. We Spellstopper. I love this card. 4 mana, 2/5. Adjacent minions can't be targeted by spells or hero powers.
Yeah, I mean, this card has an awesome looking picture. I will give him credit for that one.
Chakki.
I'm not convinced by this card yet. I don't think the effect is powerful enough for a 2/5 stat distribution.
Not even the picture?
Not even the picture.
Wow.
I actually have to withhold my judgment on that card yet. It has it reminds me of Ancient Mage, but probably only because of the cost stats distribution and adjacent minions, blah blah, whatever. But I think the effect might be a little bit more powerful than the Ancient Mage one.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think this card's great.
I think this card might be very powerful.
I think having cards.
Actually, because also because it's like a permanent effect. So if they need to deal with this card first, if they want to ever target your other minions.
Yeah, like imagine this card against Warrior. They're just like, I have to kill this crappy 2/5 first.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to Shield Slammer execute?
Yeah, I'm not looking. I guess my difference is, like, I see things from a different perspective than Warrior. I don't play much Warrior, which you're pointing spells at stuff a lot. I think, like, in terms of if you're playing a very minion-based game, it's not obviously going to be that great.
So, Chakki, if you're in a dance club and this girl walks up to you and asks you to dance, you say no?
Backspace, this is a virtual card.
Echo of Medivh, 4 mana spell. Put a copy of each friendly minion into your hand. Strife Crow mentioned in a chat the other day that this card was like, he thinks it's potentially better than Duplicate. And I can see that, but they feel like 2 very different cards to me.
So different, because, like, you could play Ragnaros with Duplicate out, and that's kind of the only reason why, or Sludge Belcher Duplicate. It's like the only reason why you would have it out. And Duplicate is played off Mad Scientist. Now, this card is not very good. In Mage, I think it could be playable in other classes, but in Mage, I don't see it being good.
Chakki.
I'm not 100% on this one. Like, this is one of those cards I just look at, I'm like, could be good. I don't know.
Ekop.
The card, I mean, it seems very slow and clunky, but this is one of those cards like the Shaman card for 4 mana, which we saw, the whatever it's called, I don't know. This is kind of one of those combo-licious cards. It's very clunky by itself, and you're going to need a lot of time to set up a good advantage, but I think you can actually also combine it very well with some other cards. For me, the first thing that came to my mind, I haven't even thought about all the possibilities, was Mirror Image. Mirror Image, I think, along with 1 or 2 other minions, and then you play Ekop of Medivh, I think it's actually really sick, because the Mirror Images cost 0 mana. You get both 2 Mirror Images that you can just play for 0 mana. It's like those 0/2 taunt mechs for 0 mana that you can.
Okay, I'm changing my opinions to Ekop's opinion. After he said that, that actually sounds awesome. I actually like that.
I think this card can do some like really, really crazy things at times, but again, it's just very difficult to set up. Like this is a combo card. Like
yeah, I mean, this is just the first thing that came to my mind. So there might be even way better possibilities for this card.
That's actually why I changed my opinion, because there has to be some sort of... It does cost 4, though, which is a lot. But, yeah, eventually it might be good.
Right, sort of...
Golden Giants.
Yeah. Wow, that actually... Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, you can get 4 Molten Giants right before you die.
Get an Ice Block out, idiot. Flame Leviathan.
Hey!
7 mana, 7/7. When you draw this card, deal 2 damage to all characters. I remember when we had, like, way, this is like a month and a half ago, we kind of had like that little spoiler where someone said there was a 7 mana 7/7 that dealt 2 damage to everything when you drew it, and we didn't know it was neutral. I mean, we thought it was neutral then, so it was like, it seemed a little bit crazy that would be in there, but as a Mage Legendary, this makes a lot more sense.
No, it's a no from me.
I really hope that they don't print more cards like this.
Really?
Because this effect, I mean, just think about it. Like, you're playing Zoo, and you're just like, Flame Imp turn 1, turn 2, 2 dudes, and they're just like, oh, draw a card, you're screwed. You're just like,
I got him!
I would be upset.
Honestly, that's not even, that is literally not a fun game. Like,
yeah, I agree. Like, this is not fun at all.
Yeah, I actually hope that they make these unplayable, like a 10 casting cost card or something, or they just don't print any more of these cards.
Wow!
Blizzard was probably like thinking, how can we make War Golem good? They went like through all the different possibilities and they made a bunch of War Golems. I think this one is the most unfun one, actually.
Oh, man! I love this card! So you guys just hate it because it's like...
Get it out of here.
Because sometimes it's just too powerful?
I think sometimes
it's just not fun. It sucks if you don't get the right trigger, and because it also can fuck you. Like,
yeah, that's what's awesome about it.
That's with you. So I think, it just spawns a lot of PJ Salt, and if you play it, then it's just a fucking War Golem. So
no, I think Backspace was wrong. This is the card that makes Reynad the most salty.
Oh, this is definitely the
Flame Imp Reynad's like, wow, I'm gonna zoo all over this guy. And then like full board, just a Leviathan just steams across the board.
Reynad's just talking to the camera. Look how zoo I am right now. I'm zooing all over this guy.
You guys are so mean. That's now you're just hoping.
I love Reynad. I actually watch Reynad stream now. I think Reynad is awesome.
This whole scenario is based on the preposition that we are watching Reynad stream and enjoying it.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so mean.
If Reynad's not salty, why are you watching his stream? That's like the best part of his stream.
We're moving on to rogue cards. Goblin Auto Barber. I like picture like I picture like a guy with like the spinning like peppermint post thing, and he's like, "Oh, just come on in. I got open room for a trim."
I think this card is Wrathy Weaponsmith with a bonus.
I think it's pretty good.
Like, yeah, worst case scenario, it's a 4-mana 3/2 that gets a 2/2 weapon because you can just hero power and play it, right? Yep. But if you already have a weapon equipped, like a better weapon, it just gives that a bonus. So I think it's Wrathy Weaponsmith with a bonus. Which, I don't know if that makes it playable. Could be a one-of.
Chakki?
Yeah, I hope you guys like this card, because the rogue cards don't get much better from here. I think rogue got shafted in this expansion, but this card's alright.
Ekop.
It's a nifty card. I kind of like it. It's cute. You can combine it well with Blade Flurry, make it a little bit better. It's like playing spell damage that has better stats. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's just a solid 2-cost minion that can do stuff sometimes, and sometimes you're like... It's not like... It's never going to be overwhelming, but the utility on it can definitely at times give you a lot of power. One-Eyed Cheat. 2 mana 4/1. Whenever you summon a pirate, gain stealth.
Arr! All pirate decker wants the plank.
Chakki.
I don't like it. I don't know. I like the art. When I saw the art, I was like, that card's gonna be sweet. Yay,
okay,
pirates.
wait. So
and then when I realized it's like they gave up a rogue card to the pirate tribal, which we know isn't good, and I'm just kind of I'm disappointed.
Ekop.
Wait, you like the art on this card, Chakki. So if he was in a dance club and asked you to dance...
I'd walk the plank.
I'd walk the plank!
We have to make a dance video for that.
I feel this card has potential if it wasn't for all that AoE that just wrecks this guy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make a 2-mana 4/1. Like, we saw, like, with all the other cards, like, if they are not fantastic abilities when they, like, die, or, like, just are super efficient on the damage end, like, these cards just get chewed apart by, like, hero powers and, like, random stuff. Like, your opponent plays Web Spinner and you have One-Eyed Cheat, and you're like, of course. Like,
of course.
Like, I don't see this card really making a difference.
You're like, of course I put this card in my deck. Dang, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not... Cool card, but certainly not filling the role that I think I want it to.
One-Eyed Cheat, more like one health sheet.
Actually, I'm going to just tell you guys, I actually think this card's good.
Oh, Backspace.
I do, like, I think...
Please make me a deck where you just play this in 2 Cold Bloods and kill your opponent.
Yeah, he's going to use it with Southsea Deckhand.
I actually think in the future, this card, like, if you get in there for 4 and stealth them again, this isn't stealth like that.
They're in trouble then.
But
yeah, they're in pretty big trouble.
Yeah, next thing you know, you play Magma Rager.
Deckhand is already in the deck, man.
But how many of those random damage effects have we seen that's just like throw some missiles at your opponent?
Yeah, sure.
So like, you play this guy, and then you play Southsea Deckhand, and then you cold blood one of them, and then you conceal, and they draw Flame Leviathan. Yeah.
Not to mention, you could just play this guy again right after you play the first one. Like, he's a pirate himself.
It's definitely true.
I don't know. This guy definitely does not seem as bad as you guys think it is.
Iron Sensei, 3-mana 2/2 mech. At the end of your turn, give another friendly mech +2/+2. I think this guy's pretty good.
Pass.
I think he's out of place almost. Like, where are the rogue mech synergy? There, I'll spoiler you guys. There's none. So.
Ekop.
Well, mechs are fun, and so is this card. I kind of want to play it at some point, but I think that still mechs in other classes are more beneficial.
This is the card that most obviously, to me, synergizes with Target Dummy.
Yeah, I
guess.
Target
Dummy, you get 4 power and 6 health worth of stats. And one of them is taunt. I think
the problem is the card is so easy to deal with because it only has 2 health. So
that's the only card in your deck that helps Target Dummy.
You have Cold Bloods. No, you got Cold Bloods in there. You got to protect those 4/1s, man. Sometimes you won't always have a pirate.
Let's just combine all of the garbage cards, and they'll work in their own garbagey way.
I'm just gonna say what we've been saying the entire time. This guy could have synergy with mechs.
Oh, wow.
Cogmaster's Reg.
This card,
Got him, boys.
It happens at the end of the turn, it makes it worse than all the other mech synergy we've seen.
It's definitely, but it may have been because it was too powerful the other way.
But it is every turn, right?
Well,
yeah, it's every turn.
I mean,
you get 4.
Come on, you have to consider this card to be a 4/4/4/3 mana, which is good.
But is that special? I mean, we saw the ogre, we saw spider tank. Like, that's not becoming as big of a deal as it used to be.
Yeah, but still, for 4/4/4/3 mana, which might, if it survives, if it survives, it has some potential upside.
A 2/2 is just fragile as hell. Like,
I mean, we've seen 3-mana 4/4s. We've seen 3-mana 4/4s just having a huge drawback, and this has a potential upside. So,
I think it's decent. I think like if it sticks around for a turn, your opponent's like, fuck, like I couldn't actually kill that guy. I'm just gonna lose. Like, anytime where there's cards like that, they feel dangerous to me. Like, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to ever have to answer Iron Sensei or basically have the game snowball out of control.
I think that's not a terrible thing. Like, if you can't kill a 2/2, what are you doing with your deck? Like, okay, are you going to have to draw Flame Leviathan? Like, if you build your deck that greedy, I think you should get punished.
I'm not going to disagree
with you. You can't kill a 2/2, man. Come on.
I'm just saying, I think it's got some potential to really end the game a lot earlier, like, just based on, like, some of the tempo stuff that can happen with this.
Yeah, that's what Rogue is supposed to do, I think.
Yeah, I think it's decent.
Rogue is never gonna 30 card you, so.
Cogmaster's Wrench. 3 mana, 1/3, +2 attack while you have a mech. What?
This weapon is terrible.
What are you talking about? Listen, guys, I am so happy that Blizzard finally gave us an answer to these fucking mechs. This is this is hands down the most important card in the mech on Mech Mirror.
While you have a mech.
Oh, okay.
It's the synergy they gave Rogue? Like, get out!
Ekop. I think this card's trash.
Yeah, it's obvious.
This is the worst weapon in the set.
Yeah, I agree. This card is terrible.
Alright, moving on. Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil, give a weapon +3 attack. Combo, give a friendly minion +3 attack. Pretty cool if you preparation it, but
Yeah.
that's about it, right?
I like it.
It's efficient, like, if you think about it.
Anything that costs 4 that does 6 mana.
It's 9 damage if you use it on just your hero power and a random minion. So it is efficient, but it's expensive, and like you said, it's only good if you prep it out and you need a combo.
Yeah.
I think it's way too situational.
Does 6 damage. Seems good.
I think it's situational.
Ekop.
I think it's definitely a 1F.
Ekop.
I don't know yet. I think it's a little bit too expensive.
I think it's a little bit too expensive too, but I am happy to see that we have some alternatives to preparation other than trying to draw a million cards. So, something I am excited about, but maybe a little bit too, I can't believe I'm saying this, maybe a little bit too all in for me.
I would have.
Yeah, I mean, if you, it has some upside though if you go all in, because we have some cards that reward you for going all in, like Jeeves, and you can still play the Cold Light Oracles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we'll see about that.
I would have easily run one of them in the aggro deck.
of course. That's what I'm thinking of as well.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, it's 4 mana deal 6. Like, that's good.
4 mana deal 9 if you have 2 charges.
That's true. Sabotage. 4 mana, destroy a random enemy minion combo and your opponent's weapon.
This card's terrible.
Think so?
What?
Yeah.
What?
This card's
Really?
Yeah.
This card seems really good.
No.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Oh, this is like one of the only cards that I saw, like, previewed earlier that I was like, oh, this is pretty good.
I like the art again, but
Like,
Why
like-
don't you like it, Chakki?
yeah, like, killing an animal companion.
Oh,
of
hang
both
on.
is pretty
Why,
sick.
Chakki, why don't you like it?
it's a 4 mana deadly shot, which is a bad card to begin with right now. And killing your opponent's weapon, okay, maybe that's going to improve, but right now, that's not a big deal. And do you want to always, like, I don't know, it feels like you're trying to do 2 different things with the same card, and it ends up being very mediocre because it's overcosted.
Ekop, why don't you like it?
Yeah, I just think, once again, overcosted. That's true for what it does. I also, like, why would you want to destroy
Okay.
weapons?
Here's
To
the
be fair,
thing.
Well, hang on, Chuck.
What kind of
Okay.
rogue deck do you want to play this in the first place?
Yes.
Like, nothing comes to mind. I don't even know.
That's
Like,
what I
just-
agree with most, is Ekop saying there's no rogue deck this fits in.
It's
I feel
definitely
like
good.
a card like this fits Warrior way more than
Right.
Rogue.
I think it's
Backspace.
good. I think it's good against Warrior. I think it's perfectly fine against Shaman. This is for sure a tournament card. I think you guys are thinking about ladder too much. I think this is perfectly fine in tournaments. Like, I cannot imagine in tournaments. You would definitely run this in tournaments right now. Your
So
opponent's
what kind of deck would you want to play this in?
Miracle Rogue? What are you talking about? They're like 8/8. You're like, man, I can't deal with those. Deadly shot that. That sounds good to me. I don't care if they have a weapon.
Sort of what I'm seeing with this card is like when your opponent plays Fire Orax and then plays Acolyte, or they play like, you know, like
Oh, yeah.
like a 2-drop guy, like they play a 2-drop guy, and then they play like an Eagle Horn bow. Like all of those situations feel like spots where Sabotage can be a pretty good card.
Yeah, I think this is actually the only road card that they printed that actually could see play. I'm not saying that it's super playable, but I think that, yeah, it could randomly... Like, if Harrison's good, this card could be good.
I think the oil is a little better, but...
Yeah, I agree.
Those are 2 very different cards, let's be fair.
well, we were just talking about what we think the best rogue card was.
Okay, fair enough.
Obviously, I don't like this one much. I
Alright.
could be wrong. We're split, essentially.
Definitely
again.
split decisions. I think this is a pretty niche card. But
And oil is probably better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is a very niche card, but I think it is a good one nonetheless. Ogre Ninja, 5 mana, 6/5 stealth, 50% chance. I'm sorry, 6/6 stealth, 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. This guy, like, I like his stats, but I don't like. I don't know. It feels like it's just like Stranglethorn Tiger, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish he was a 4 mana 5/5.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Oh god, yeah, that would be really good.
But on 5, I feel like it's a weird slot to put this guy. I think he's going to be really strong, especially in Arena. But in Constructed, I think it's the matter of, like, how do you fit him in your deck to be good? Like,
I'm kind of stunned with this card, because, like, Rogue is either going to be extremely aggressive, like my old aggro Rogue deck, or it's going to be your old Tempo Rogue deck, Chakki. It's going to be one of those two, because Gadgetzon's gone, right? And then Tempo Rogue, a 5 mana 6/6 is pretty decent.
Is it that much better than a Stranglethorn Tiger, though?
I don't think so.
I think it's definitely better than Stranglethorn Tiger.
I think it's better than Stranglethorn Tiger in Arena. I don't think it's better than Stranglethorn Tiger in Constructed.
Is it better than Loatheb or Sludge Belcher? Probably not better than those two. But, like, I would rather have this guy against Warrior than a Stranglethorn Tiger just because it's a 6/6.
well, of course. Against
and they never, ever have a minion in play. And, like, if in a control format, yeah, I think this card's a little bit better. And even against the aggro decks, you'd rather have the guy have 6 toughness because you're attacking their minions the entire time. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to play with it.
Yeah, I think this is up in the air.
Alright, I think it's pretty mediocre. Maybe deserving of a rare. I think it's a rare because it's a ninja instead of it actually being a pretty interesting card.
I feel like the point of playing big stealth minions is just to set up a huge chunk of burst damage, and Ogre Ninja doesn't provide you the safety to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas Stranglethorn Tiger does that.
Unless you sabotage their guy. Trade Prince Gallywix, 6 mana 5/8. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, you gain a copy of it and give them a coin. Now the coin you give them doesn't trigger Prince Gallywix's effect. It's a special coin. It's not the coin. It's Trade Prince Gallywix's coin or whatever. I think this card's actually really good when you figure out that the coin doesn't just fill your hand with coins and give them infinite mana.
I hate it.
Any particular reason?
Yeah, just making all of their spells cost 1 less is like... So, like, in a 6-drop slot, like, which is hands down the most competitive slot, having all of your opponent's spells cost 1 less is, like, a big deal. Not to mention, it's not like you're giving them all your spells cost 1 less, you're giving them a coin. Like, coins trigger Wild Pyromancer. I mean, you know, it triggers stuff. So,
you get a copy of the spell they cast, though. So, like, if they sap this guy, you get a sap. If they eviscerate this guy twice, you get 2 eviscerates. Like, that's
You're
a big
assuming
deal.
2 players are going to play Rogue in this new expansion.
If they Soulfire this guy, you get a Soulfire. I think this guy's pretty good.
I love this guy. I think the effect, because it only affects your opponent, is really strong, unlike Lore Walker Tro style. So you can actually still keep playing your spells. That's really good. And yeah, it will be very hard to deal with it by using spells, that's for sure. Because
I disagree.
8 health is a lot.
Hang on.
The stats. I mean, look at the best thing it got going for it are the stats. 6 mana, 5/8, 8 health is like health. That's like Kel'Thuzad stats for 2 mana less. Come on.
Yeah, Warrior has a pretty easy time dealing with this with just Shield Slam. It's not like you're going to be able to get Shield Slam out. Druid could care
Now, mind you,
less if you copy their spells.
Hang on,
they just get a combo 2 turns earlier. Here's my Wild Growth. I get another coin, or I'll wrap that guy. I get another coin. Like
a lot of times, if this gets Shield Slam, they have to Shield Block first, so they do activate your Shield Slam.
Yeah, but what does Rogue care if they gain 5 armor?
It's not that they get 5 armor and they get a Shield Slam. Like, that makes a difference. I'm sort of surprised that you guys think this card is just awful. Like, I don't think
I didn't really say my opinion. I don't think it's awful.
But you're also, like, accelerating your opponent, like a Warrior opponent, into their Alexstrasza turn. And you're accelerating Druid into their combo turn. And I don't know. I mean, this card's obviously good against Freeze Mage, but I can't see anything else.
Now, by accelerating, mind you, like, you're getting an Execute. You're getting, like a Whirlwind, whatever spell they cast. Like, sometimes they just don't have a very efficient answer to this guy.
I'm just thinking a lot of the cards they're going to give you, it's one of those effects where we've determined that if you have an effect that gives both players something, the person that can control it is the one in the advantage. So your opponent has the advantage with this card.
Sort
you
of.
don't.
This feels like a very unfair trade to me. Like, I will trade coins for my opponent's spells.
I would definitely agree with that. I would love to do that because, like at the point where you actually play it, usually it doesn't matter except if you play against something like a Druid, I guess. Against any other matchup, I don't care if I give them the coin.
I don't think this card's bad. No, I think it might see play. I'm not sure yet.
Now that all of chat hates me for saying that a legendary card is bad, I'll just say it's insanely good. But in like 3 months, when you guys disenchant this thing, I won't be surprised.
We're moving on to Priest. Light of the Naru. 1 mana, restore 3 health. Restore 3 health. If the target is still damaged, summon a Light Warden. Now, the first thing that popped into my mind with this card was whether or not Light Warden would proc whenever you heal with this. So the answer to that was no. Now my second question is, if you play Auchenai Soul Priest, and then you Light of the Naru something, and it dies, do you get a 1/2 off of it?
That's a good question, but...
Probably. I would assume so because of how Mad Scientist works with...
Yeah, I would assume so as well, because it would trigger it'd be at 0 health, which is pretty damaged. And then you'd summon it, and then the card would die.
Yeah, I think it's all simultaneous in this game.
Ekop?
What, about the interaction with Auchenai or what?
Yeah, that and just, thoughts on the card.
Yeah, I really like the interaction with Auchenai, that's for sure. And, like in general, yeah, Light Wardens, I have played them before, but they were never good. I don't know.
I think a lot of people have experienced that.
I think the card is works very well for the Priest deck, though. It's mostly going to be used with Auchenai, but it also has some uses with Pyromancer. So I think it's alright.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, I got confirmation you do get the Light Warden when you kill it.
Okay.
With Auchenai?
I think, yes, with Auchenai.
That's sick.
I think with Auchenai, just turning this into a 1 mana deal 3 is actually extremely strong. But can you realistically put a card in your deck that only works well when there's Auchenai? Because do you ever want to use this to restore 3 health?
I mean, sometimes
Very rarely.
sometimes you will just play like Injured Blademaster and use this.
That's true.
I don't think this card's like overwhelming, but I certainly can see it getting played in a lot of pre-scenarios where like you attack with Sludge Belcher, and then like you heal your Sludge Belcher, and then like you Circle of Healing, and they're like, what just happened? Like Light Warden is a bad card, but when you combine Light Warden, when you just get Light Warden for free sometimes when you're using utility cards, I think it suddenly gets a lot better.
Yeah, you just attack Sludge Belcher into something, you use this card, and then use your hero power, so your Light Warden's extra, like a whatever its power and toughness would be at that point. Yeah, that sounds okay.
I mean, we've now named 3 potential scenarios where this card can be played, which are all 3 actually decent, like Pyromancer, Blademaster, and Auchenai. So I think this card might actually see play.
I think it might be.
Looking forward to try this out.
It feels like a way better Voodoo Doctor.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like way, way, way better. Like the fact.
Okay, Admiral. Of course, it's better than Voodoo Doctor.
Look, Voodoo Doctor, I don't think is like horrendous. I just don't think that there's like any reasonable place for it because it's a 2/1. Like, if Voodoo Doctor was a 1/2, I actually think it'd be pretty decent. Because you just can't hero power it. Like stuff that gets hero powered and doesn't have an aggressive impact is like always bad. That's the issue with like 1 health guys, I think.
It seems like a 1-of card that could be a 2-of card.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with that. I think this card's actually pretty good. Shadow Bomber, 1 mana 2/1, deal 3 damage to each hero. Now, I'm no scientist, but anytime that cards like this exist, I'm immediately like, how can I deal my opponent 27 damage first?
Yeah.
So this is actually my favorite card in the set, which is pretty ironic since it's a Priest card, and I actually have 0 Priest ranked wins. Don't like Priest that much, but I like that they're trying to add more flavor to the Shadow Priest side of things, where you try to turn it into an aggro deck. It's a little hard with their hero power, but I really like this card.
Ekop.
I don't like this card at all.
Yeah.
Any
And I
particular?
don't understand why this card is even epic, but whatever.
Oh, this
It's
card.
one of those. This card had gave me another mini mage, or what the card name is, moment. Another mini mage moment.
Oh, geez.
Can you imagine if this card was in like any
If it
other
was in
class?
moves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What the hell? No, this card's good. Eventually, this card will see play.
I don't know how good it's going to be right off the bat, but
Yeah,
I like.
No, Mind Blast is the best burn spell in the game, right?
I'm with Chakki on this one. That the fact that they're like trying to give Priest a direction they can go with like with shadow stuff is, I think it's really interesting. Like if you combine this with Leper Gnome, now Priest actually has some pretty aggressive stuff that it can start going with. Like you jam a Leper Gnome down, you jam down one of these guys. Like suddenly they're at 25 and they're going to go to 23, and they still have to actually deal with the 2-1s that you're
Oh,
playing.
they're going to 21.
Yeah, this guy, like,
Yeah,
you
let's
play a
just
bunch
play
of
some
one-drops
Murloc
and
Priest, that's gonna be
Jeeves
good.
No, you don't understand.
Jeeves
Whoa,
and
hang on, one at a time, Backspace.
Yeah, you can play Jeeves, Cold Lights, Mind Blast, this guy. I don't know, this card seems fine. It might need more. It definitely might need more cards to be added in to be more aggro, like a future expansion, but this is a card that you'll probably see played eventually.
Eventually, sure.
Alright, cool. I kind of like it. I think it's a little bit costly at Epic. I think it would have been cool at Rare, but, you know, for you guys who never want to play Shadow Priest, 100 free dust. Shrinkmeister. 2 mana, 3/2, give a minion -2 to attack this turn. I'm very mixed on this card, mostly because it's a 2 mana, 3/2, but I think it has a lot of great synergies that Priest is looking for.
This card's pretty insane. Let you steal Karen. Let you Shadow Madness Karen. Nah, this card's good. This is for sure a one of. Like, and it could easily see 2 ofs, depending upon your builds.
Well, we've definitely speculated some games and some decks might be taking the game to a much later point. So stuff like Shrinkmeister into Cabal Shadow Priest, which is an 8-mana combo, is actually pretty realistic.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I think, yeah, you'll definitely see this card.
Yeah, this card is exactly what you needed, what Priest needed against Yetis, so you can kill them off with Sherwood Pain. I really love this card. It has so many different uses. Can also synergize with Cabal Shadow Priest. It also has pretty much Battle Cry, give your attacking minion power with shield. So
Yeah.
that's also pretty good.
I think a lot of this card is like, it's really simple, but it's just so much stuff you can do with this. It's like, it's like the card that came to mind for me was like Crazed Alchemist, and I'm like, this feels like everything I wanted Crazed Alchemist to actually be. But again, my problem with it is that it's a 3/2. Like Priest doesn't feel like it needs 3/2 to me.
I think you would play this card if it cost 2 mana and it was a spell. So like the 3/2 body's just kind of there.
Yeah, I mean, I can get behind that. It's just, yeah. I'm looking at it more for the spell effect than the battle cry itself.
Yeah.
Now, if your opponent plays those Nerubian Web Lords, man, you're gonna get fucked. Shadow Boxer, 2 mana, 2/3. Whenever a character is healed, deal 1 damage to a random enemy.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm loving this card.
I like it a lot.
I like it too. It almost feels like kind of like the old Knife Juggler. I mean, you can't activate it like 4 times in one turn unless you have a circle combo, but just with just your healing, I mean, throwing a knife is always nice.
Throwing a boxing glove in that case.
Yeah, why does this guy? Why is he wearing boxing gloves? Like, I mean, I Shadow Boxer, I get it, but like,
He just wants to box.
he's just punching stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the shadows.
What a strange card.
I don't see potential use for this card, actually. I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, you can set up some cool stuff with Circle of Healing, I guess, but
I think this card's sweet. I think if this card was a 3/2, I think it would be pretty bad, actually.
Yeah,
But
I think it'd be terrible if it wasn't a mech, but since it happens to be a mech, it has to be ridiculous.
Velen's
it's
chosen.
just it will definitely not be played over what's it called, a Pyromancer.
Velen's
No, it
chosen.
won't be played over. But I
I
don't
think
they
this
go
is
in the
more of
same
an
deck.
aggressive card.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
they go in the same decks.
No question. Velen's chosen 3 mana. Give a minion +2/+4 and spell damage 1. This card's all over the place. What's going on?
I think
This
it's pretty
card's
good.
Interesting. I'm not really a fan.
Why do you think it's pretty good? I think it's actually quite mediocre.
I just think if the game moves in a way where it's like I play Spider Tank, you play Spider Tank, and I'm just like, well, instead of developing a Yeti, I'm just going to buff the shit out of my Spider Tank, kill yours, and then heal mine back up. Like,
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
It does it does let you kill Yetis, which is pretty cool. But meh.
I'm kind of in the mech camp. Ekop, what do you think?
Eh.
I like buffs in Priest in general, because obviously it synergizes well with the hero power. I think this card will be very strong in Arena. In Constructed, I don't know yet. Probably not. But I like cards like I like cards like that in Priest. I like buff cards in Priest in general. Not sure how much use you can make out of the spell damage. Probably not so much.
That seems so out of place.
Yeah. I feel like whenever you want to have spell damage or something like that, you just rather have Pyromancer.
Yep.
It's the same thing, just better.
I think, again, it's a different deck thing. I don't think you're playing this in a deck with Pyromancer. I think spell damage +1, I'm looking at it as now my Mind Blast does 6. Now my Holy Smite does 3. And it's headed for the face.
Upgraded repair
It's
bot.
going right where you know it should go.
Yeah.
Upgraded repair bot. 5 mana, 5/5 mech. Battlecry, give a friendly mech +4 health. I don't. It just feels like Temple Enforcer.
No, this card's insane.
Really?
This guy has some good mech synergy.
Yeah.
Turn 4 Mechanical Yeti into turn 5 upgraded repair bot.
I think Mech Priest
Ridiculous.
is sick.
I don't think it's bad. I don't. Maybe I'm just really undervaluing this. Maybe I just hate buffs. Maybe that's what I hate.
Yeah, it's
Buffs
just
are
this mech
great.
synergy with this guy is just ridiculous.
Okay, Backspace doesn't like the card. I'm not a big fan. Chakki, you think it's good? And Ekop,
I think it's amazing.
wow.
Look, Amaz says this one is insane.
Wow.
I agree.
Yeah.
The 3
I agree too. Like 5/5 for
X?
5 is 5/5 for 5 alone is decent. I mean,
Right.
it's kind of like
They're not
Temple.
sad.
You can compare it obviously to Temple Enforcer, but Temple Enforcer costs 6, and there's way too much competition on 6. And 5 mana 5/5 is a decent slot to have in terms of mana curve, and it gives 4 more health. It gives 4 health instead of just 3, like the Temple Enforcer would. So this card is just strictly better if you build your deck around it, obviously.
It is hands down the second best card that buffs a mech. Like, for sure. I would agree with that.
Vol'jin, this is probably...
Oh baby,
This might be the best legendary in the set.
I think it's the
this
best.
is my favorite card in the set.
Yeah, 5 mana,
I
6/2.
think it's better than Ragnaros.
Swap health with another minion. Like,
Oh, jeez.
my gosh. This guy is busted.
So when your opponent does buff their Mech Yeti up to a 4/9, now it's a 4/2.
And then you smite it
And
afterwards.
you're a 6/9. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, could you... it obviously could be a better card, but, I don't think you can make it a better card because then you have a card that's way too powerful.
All I'm saying is all these Shadow Priest cards are pretty insane.
Goodness, this one's good. Is there anyone out there that thinks that this is not, an automatic include in Priest?
Yeah, I actually think it's probably, probably the best legendary in
Your
the game.
opponent plays a Yeti and you get a 6/5 and they get a 4/2. That's the worst case scenario.
Really, really good.
I'm not sure if
coolest
this is
thing
I'm not
about
sure if this is the strongest card in the set, but it's definitely my favorite one.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to play a lot of
It
Priest
also
games.
gives
with
you
this
an
one.
answer to stuff like Ysera, which is the most
It
obvious thing.
also lets you cut a death from your deck, which is one of the worst cards in Priest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And cutting one of those makes Priest even stronger.
Yeah, Death is a really good card because it answers stuff that you need to answer, but it's a really bad card because it only answers stuff that you need to answer. It doesn't actually
Yeah, it doesn't
provide
do
you-
anything else.
no
You guys are
flexibility.
talking about answering all these things. I think with Priest, you just kill your opponent now.
That might be the case. I mean, this guy's so good. If you just have a 2-power guy on the board, you're kill your guy and my guy's huge, and it's
Shadow
what?
Bomber, yeah.
Yeah, what just happened?
And it-
5
I like your
mana,
Holy Smite and Holy Nova so much better.
5
Insane.
mana. What is going on? I guess that just everyone at Blizzard plays Priest all the time, and they just really wanted it to be a thing.
Yeah, they really wanted it to cost 5 mana, so it synergizes with Holy Nova as well.
Gosh, so good.
I just think you guys are all just hunters out the window. You guys are just gonna be man, this Priest aggro is just destroying me.
I miss
Jack.
Hunter aggro.
Now
Bring me right back.
on the other side of Priest, we have Lightbomb. 6 mana spell, deal damage to each minion equal to its attack. Very, very situational, but I think this card has a pretty important role in the game.
this card's ridiculous. What?
Like, good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the first actual reasonably costed Wrath of God style effect that we have. Like, we want to blow up stuff.
This card is very, very good. Like, I can't imagine this card not being played.
I will trust Backspace on this one. I don't have a great opinion on a card like this.
Chakki has no experience.
It kills 8/8s.
Chakki,
What is this card? This doesn't do damage to my opponent. This doesn't buff my minions. This kills my minions. What? No!
Ekop, what do you think of this card?
I like this card a lot, but as usual, it depends on the meta game. Because cards that Priest struggled against were not necessarily cards that get targeted by Lightbomb. So, yeah, usually like Priest struggled against those Yeti type of cards, 4/5, 4/6, 4 whatever. But yeah, Lightbomb doesn't deal with those effectively. So it all depends on what kind of cards are getting played. If the metagame is more aggressive, with stats higher attack than health, then Lightbomb is going to be good. If the opposite is the case, then Lightbomb is going to be bad.
Yeah, I can get behind all of those things. I think that this card is like, it's a very different direction than what they're trying to take Priest with the rest of the cards. And I think that's a good thing. Like, I want to see every class have multiple options for stuff to play. I don't want it to be like, you can play Warrior aggro if you want to win 45% of the time. You can play Priest aggro if you want to win, 26% of the time. Like, I want to see every single class have options to go either direction. And this set has helped that so much. And Lightbomb is like, it's one of those cards where when this card is good, you're like, holy shit, how do I play around Lightbomb? And the answer is you probably just have to rebuild your deck if it's good against you.
I mean, like, even when they play like Yetis and you could always just Pyromancer with this or Sheep with this or something. I mean, like, there's always a way to deal extra damage.
+1 spell damage.
Sheep works, but Pyromancer doesn't.
One of the coolest parts about Lightbomb is it just doesn't trigger the death rattles.
Okay.
Like eggs, haunted creepers, they don't die.
Yeah.
So your opponent's just stuck with that shitty minion. Like, you just AoE around it.
Yeah, I can 100% agree with that. I think there's really good points.
Ekop, does spell damage work with it? Like, does Thanos work with it or no?
Yeah.
Thanos works with it, but Pyromancer doesn't.
Yeah, this says, because Pyromancer will kill itself.
Kill Pyromancer, yeah.
I actually didn't realize that either.
If spell damage works with Shadow Flame, then spell damage works with this as well.
If your Pyromancer was a 3/4, like it was buffed, then yes, the Pyro would trigger after. But
yeah, I think this card's really good. Alright, so, favorite cards out of the set so far. I think if I have to actually pick a favorite one, it's going to be really boring, but the Druid Bear Cub. The 2/3 or 3/2. Yeah, that's like
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just love that card. I think it fits the exact role that I want in a Druid deck. Backspace.
Probably that Priest, the Shaman equipment. I think that card is actually ridiculous.
I'm not going to question that. I think it's really good. Chakki.
I think my overall favorite's Shadow Bomber. I like Trogzor, and I like Neptulon.
Yep. I think Trogzor is going to be a pretty big staple in this format. Ekop, favorite card?
I would have to put a top 3 up. Number 1 would be Vol'jin. One of the best legendaries in the game, if not the best legendary. Goblin Blast Mage, probably the best mech synergistic card in the game, I would say. And Annoyatron. I love Annoyatron. It reminds me of General Napoleon.
I should have just gone for the Annoyatron.
I like your modification to it. It just turns their volume up to full for 3 turns, and just keeps saying hello. The sirens going off and everything. Yeah, I think overall this is a great set. I think it's going to open up a ton of new possibilities. I'm so sad this is 5 days away.
I'm not.
Oh!
I want it to happen right now. Alright, well, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap things up. We have recovered every single card. It took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Holy shit, I would have never done this if I knew it was going to be 4 hours.
I thought this was fun, but...
It was fun. I just didn't know it was going to take this long. I expected it to be like, I don't know.
I definitely knew this would take this long. I did this before.
Ekop's like, we need a break, guys, and we're like, screw that.
Yeah, we had to take a break. This was almost 5 hours. This was a ridiculous amount of time. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Everyone can be found on stuff. Of course, you can see everyone's Twitter on the screen, at BackspaceHS, at Chakki_HS, at Ekop1337, and at ThatsAdmirable. I'm going to run a commercial as we're going, and then after that, I'm going to host Firebat, because Firebat's going to stream, and he's the world champion. And if you guys aren't watching Firebat, you don't give a fuck about Hearthstone. Like, that's just the end of the story. I mean, as far as ranking is concerned, he's the best player in the world. This is the guy who won the World Championships. He beat the other 20 million people who are playing Hearthstone. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but Backspace is better than you. I'm sorry, Backspace is better than you, but Firebat is better than Backspace, which means he's also better than you.
I probably am better than all of you.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, make sure you follow on everyone's Twitter, everyone's social medias. All these guys stream too. Backspace is definitely streaming tomorrow, but in the meantime, I'm going to host Firebat. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It's been a blast. I'm going to get a VOD up for this. For those of you who couldn't stick around for the whole thing, or didn't get here in time, and maybe want to see the beginning parts of this, or just go over and kind of review everything that happened. So again, thanks everyone for watching. Have a great night.